welcome to my backyard. Today we are starting tomatoes. I start them at the end of January because I don't give them any heat. What I do is I keep them outside because our temperatures right now is 80 something, like 82. It's crazy in January. But I keep them outside of the greenhouse on nights that are above 50, and then at nights that go below, I will put them in my greenhouse, and it stays pretty warm in there. We keep it shut up during the day so it stays warm, and that's where we keep them at night when temperatures drop. So I have Amish paste and some homestead tomatoes, which is supposed to be a determinate variety, and I've never grown successfully a determinate variety. I got one determinate variety about 2 years ago, but tomato worms got to them before I could even pick any of the tomatoes. So I'm trying them again, and this year I'm going to say on top of spraying BT, which is some kind of bacteria that when the worms do bite the leaves, they will just die off from that bacteria in their guts. So, and then I got a gift tomato, a Brandywine Pink. So I'm going to sow some of those just for, you know, having some special tomatoes out in the garden. But I'm mostly going to be focusing on sowing Amish paste for sauce and my homestead tomatoes for sauce. So let's get busy. Alright, because I am lucky enough to have so many little terracotta pots, this is what I start my tomato seeds in. You will see a lot of people start them in like 100 cell trays, and then once they get, you know, a certain height, they'll take those little plugs and put them in another pot and then pot up and pot up. I don't do that. I just stay with this one pot the whole entire growing season until I'm ready to pot them out into the garden. So I start them in these big pots, these little terracottas, and then I'll just put them right in the garden. And then this year I bought some potting soil to do this. Last year and all the years before, I would just take, you know, soil for my garden beds and then put them in there. But this year I bought potting soil. My toddler is over there munching out in the garden. She's got some broccoli leaves and broccoli she's eating. I'm gonna keep an eye on her too while I do this. So what I'm gonna do now is fill these pots up with soil, and then we'll start sowing our seeds. You want to make sure you pack your first little scoop down in there because you want them to have plenty enough soil. Last year, I had kept them outside during a good rain because rain makes your plants grow like crazy. And I left them in the rain, but I left them under the roof line. And so when that water came pouring out, it washed all my soil out of my pots. That's why I'm going to keep them out here on my little greenhouse patio this year when they're outside, and then I'll pop them in the greenhouse when they're not. And usually I would be starting peppers too at the same time, but I'm not starting any peppers, I don't think, from seed this year. My toddler loves our chickens. She's obsessed with chickens. She has many stuffed chickens in the house, and one that she carries around with her everywhere, so she's hanging out with chickens right now. Here she comes. So anyway, we have greenhouses that we visit every year the week of my birthday because that is perfect past our frost line, sowing everything summer crops out in the garden the first week of April. And we have greenhouses that we visit every year at that time, and they grow such sturdy pepper plants. Cayennes, I have the worst luck with getting cayennes to seed, so that's where we get our cayennes from. That's where we're going to get our peppers from. I'm going to get cayennes and green bell peppers, and that's all the peppers I'm going to grow this year. We're growing a lot of cayennes, the most we've ever grown for fermenting for hot sauce. And we're going bell peppers because I just absolutely love being able to come out here in this garden anytime I want during the spring and summer and pick, even way into fall. And I love being able to come out here and pick bell peppers for chili, Creole, anything like that. Yep, Mama's gonna put tomato seeds in these. So that's our plan, lots of cayennes. I may get a few jalapenos because I like jalapenos on tacos, I like them on pizza, and what I do is I just take the peppers and put them in vinegar and just stick the jars in my refrigerator like that. And those peppers last forever in vinegar and in the fridge like that. And we just take them out and chop them up and use them on pizza tops. Do you need a pot? Oh, you have pots. Here you go. You can take the soil from your bed that you play in. She has her own special bed she's allowed to dig in. because she loves gardening like her mama, don't you? Alright, so I'm going to finish filling up these pots and then we'll start sowing our seeds. Alright, now we're going to start sowing our seeds. Tomato seeds go 1/4 inch down. We're going to go with our Amish first, because I want to get as many Amish as I can because I want a lot of sauce. I'm just going to make a little indentation, pop them in. I'm going to do 2 per hole, just in case. I don't want any empty pots when I'm done with this. Alright, these are all full. Put some right there. That one needs a little bit. You eating some leaves? So I ended up with 18 pots of Amish paste. You sow the seeds 1/4 inch deep. And I ended up with 9 homesteads and 5 Brandywines. As these germinate, I know I'm going to have more than one in one pot because I put more than one seed in here. And I'll just pop that seedling out and pot it up into its own pot. So I have a lot more tomatoes in this, and I'll need to find some places in the garden room. So, let's see. I think that's it for today. We sowed our tomato seeds and getting ready for this growing season. And we put these out in the garden about the first week of April, if not sooner. Depends on the forecast. I'll pop my 10-day forecast up so you can see it. And anytime that temperature drops into the 30s, I'll just pop them into the greenhouse and then I'll bring them back out. I have a big tray. I'll put all these pots in and carry them in there. But come back to Danielle's backyard to see more food being grown.